All right. Hello, one and all. I want to thank you for tuning into this video. I'm Randall. Um, I almost didn't make the video I'm about to make right now because didn't want to get overly. I didn't want my emotions to get the better of me. See, last night, Ken Chancelli, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. He's the acting director of the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, and basically he's paid by your tax dollars. So this guy goes on national TV, goes on CNN, and now you've all seen the photo of the father traveling with his daughter from El Salvador, and the pair tragically drowned. Well, Chinchilli, who apparently is the Grinch, so to speak, blamed the man. He blamed Oscar Alberto Martinez Ramirez for his own death and the death of his daughter. And he actually had the balls, Chinchilli did, to go out there and do victim blaming. It boggles my mind. And he's like, well, no, it's the asylum system. That needs to be fixed. This guy basically caused his own death. He caused his own daughter's death. I mean, we'll ignore the fact, I guess, that some of our policies in El Salvador, which set up their paper government, which allowed MS-13 to sort of take over after, by the way, MS-13 came from here, came from LA. MS-13 is an LA gang. That's something you can quickly Google. So, Chinchilli victim blames right here a man who was seeking freedom for his daughter and himself and his wife. Now, to equate that to something you might understand a little bit better, what if the Native Americans had told the Pilgrims who were aboard the Mayflower, the ones that didn't make it, well, hey, too bad. Had you just stayed in England, man, you'd still be alive. That's essentially what we had happen. We had an elected, well, he's not an elected official, but we had an appointed official victim blame a man who was making a pilgrimage to seek asylum in America for a better life, something you and I take for granted. You and I can walk down the street and we don't see armed military. You and I can walk down the street and we don't have to worry about some drug gang coming in shooting us just for fun. You and I can walk down the street and not be hassled by corrupt cops. Not to the level that happens in El Salvador. And the thing that was running through my mind this entire time was, how did we get here? How did we get to this point? We're victim blaming asylum seekers now for their own death? Really? That's who we are? That's who we become? You know, at this point, you may as well take the Statue of Liberty down. Just take it down. We don't deserve the statue anymore. Take it down. Because we've ignored the description that's on there, where Lady Liberty holds her lantern and says, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to be free." Your huddled masses are sitting in concentration camps now. That is what we've become. And as I fight myself to get more emotional about this than I really should allow myself to, it sickens me. Flat out sickens me. A man is dead, along with his 2-year-old daughter. Okay? His 2-year-old. They came here seeking asylum. And what pisses me off more than Chinchilli's, actually, I don't even care if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, his comments, is the fact that you've got people posting in agreement with him. The worst part is some of these people that are posting in agreement with his comments, they're avatars of them and their kids. How blind to the situation do you have to be How much of a total lack of empathy do you have to have for your fellow human that you can sit there and criticize a man who died seeking a better life for him, his wife, himself, and his child, and you criticize him posthumously while your avatar features you and your kids? We are at a very, very low place in this country's history. And we need to remember that we are the giant melting pot. Okay, that's what we are. We are a country of immigrants who is turning its back on immigrants. What type of madness is that? You know, maybe instead of looking at these people and just viewing them as dirty immigrants who don't want to come here legally, maybe we should go to research our own roots. Find out how our ancestors came here. And I'm not talking about whether they came here legally or not. That's not the issue. That's the red herring. Find out what their journey was. Did they live in 1940s Germany and come here? Were they fleeing 1910 Italy? Were they fleeing famine at some other time in some other country? See, if you research your own history, you might learn that you and these immigrants that are coming here to seek asylum, you're pretty much two peas in the same pod. Anyways, just something to think about. See you next time.